Alright team, so over here is a subdivision, which are the 5 extra Hobbit holes that weren't here for Lord of the Rings film but have been built for the Hobbit. Now as I said earlier, the population here is about 300 Hobbits, but they felt that on the film the Hobbiton looked quite small. So we're all here, we can see it's very big, it takes a long time to walk around. So what they wanted to do was make some Hobbit holes in the far distance to give it a little bit of depth. So on film it looks like it's far away and it looks like it's very big. The 2 down the front with the blue door and the yellow door, those are known as the twins, and they are the closest looking you will ever see 2 Hobbit holes. So the diamond glass and the door pusher as well are the same. So each Hobbit hole looks very different, but you can see those 2 down the front look a little bit similar, and that is why they're called the twins. There are also the chimneys. For filming of Lord of the Rings, the chimney was temporary and they've lowered beeswax down into it for the beautiful white smoke. But this went out very fast, so they had to have people running around relighting them. For the Hobbit, they made the chimney come right on down like a regular chimney, and they could burn charcoal and wood. So not as beautiful because it was a grey smoke instead of a white smoke, but it meant that they didn't need people running around all the time relighting it. So those are our 5 special extra Hobbit holes. Come round to the baker's house. No, Hobbit money.
Okay.
Special money. Hobbit money.
What country?
Hobbit, Middle Earth. Fantasy money.
IS.
Alright team, welcome to the Baker's Hobbit hole. This one is very special because it has a thatched roof. So this is the only Hobbit hole that's here with a thatched roof. The only 2 other buildings have a thatched roof, and if you look behind you, you'll see the Green Dragon and the Miller's house, and that is where we're going to walk down to. And you'll also see in the middle our beautiful party tree. Now this is where Bilbo celebrated his 11th birthday. Also, you'll notice from here, the reason why they chose the land is they needed rolling hills, water, and a standalone tree. So they were very lucky to find this. You'll also all notice that you cannot see anything man-made from up here. No houses, power lines, roads, etc. And that is why this was chosen for filming as well. So you can take photos here of the baker's house. The best place to take the photo is down there where this lady is. If you take a photo down there, you can also get the scarecrow and the pole. So stand there and take a photo.
Everybody here?
Yeah, from here.
Everybody here?
Hello, here.
Everybody here?
忙啊，无人了。看在这里，看在这里。
进去啊，进去啊。
来，进来喽，来吧你。
进去。
We're not meant to open that door. Yeah, the next one we go inside. We're going to keep the door shut. Yeah, and the next one we
来
go
来，快点，快
inside.
点，看站在那边先。
Come here. Alright team, welcome to the artist Hobbit hole. As you can see from my brilliant artist over here. Painting a picture. You can see the beautiful paints. I just want to talk a bit about the interiors. One interior was in the film, which is Bag End, and that was filmed in studio in Wellington to control the size, the light, the sound, etc. So all 44 of our Hobbit holes go in a metre or 2, wrap around to the side for the windows and a bit of shape, and they all have big strong wooden walls to hold the weight of the dirt on the top. So this is the one that you're allowed to go inside and get your photos of you and your family. I can show you some recommendations. If you're going, oh, you can stay there. It's all right. If you're going half in, half out, shut that. That looks bad. Shut the door a little bit if you want. Grab your photo. You can get creative. You can. Welcome to my home. You can use the props if you like. Pretend it's your house. You can be acrobatic.
Wow.
Anything you want to do. So we'll all help each other and you can grab your photos.
来来。
Alright team, so just want to talk a little bit about the tree. You can see above Bag End here we have an artificial tree. This is an artificial oak tree. Now they needed an oak tree because oaks are very important to hobbits, but there were none here. So what they did is they went searching for a tree, went out on local farms and found the perfect one. They cut it into pieces, numbered it, brought it back here, glued it all back together, put on 200,000 plastic leaves from Taiwan, and then they filmed The Lord of the Rings, the 3 films. What happened years later, they came back to film The Hobbit. The original tree had started to die and rot because they just cut it. There was no roots under the ground, it was just a cut tree. So they needed a new tree, they needed to look just like the one in Lord of the Rings, and they needed to look 60 years younger. So The Hobbit is 60 years in time before Lord of the Rings. So completely artificial, apart from the very ends, which are dead wood to make it move more naturally in the wind. And again, 250,000 plastic leaves from Taiwan get re-threaded onto it. So that is how we have the beautiful Bag End tree. Now with Bag End, this is home of Bilbo and Frodo Baggins, and it has 12 windows that wrap around almost 180 degrees. Now, Bag End has 22 rooms. As I said, this was filmed in the Wellington studio, so they made 2 replicas. One very, very small version for Gandalf to make him look like the 7-foot wizard he is, and then one much larger version for Bilbo and Frodo to make them look like tiny little 3.5 feet hobbits. Also as well, Bag End has a little bit of interior, and this is so from the outside they could film with the door open and show interior, but the cavity can fit about 30 people. So they could take the whole camera and crew on the inside, open the door and have this beautiful landscape and still have some of the sides as well, so very important. This is where Bilbo and Gandalf sat up there smoking the pipe, and Bilbo blows the smoke ring and then Gandalf blows the ship that passes through, and they're watching a sunset. However, the sun sets that way. So what they're watching is a sunrise, and when you see it in the movies on the film, it's film played in reverse to make it look like they're watching the sunset because it's backwards. So they had to try this 7 times, wake up very, very early, drive from Hamilton, 45 minutes, 2 hours of hair and makeup, and then they had to watch the sunrise. They did this 7 times because they had to figure out how their mouths would look puffing a pipe backwards. And after 7 tries, they said just pick your favourite one. So that is one of my favourite parts in all the films. So we'll head on up to Bag End. Artificial tree there. Also, everything out the front was interchangeable. The plant pots, the chair, the fence, a big version and small version depending on who they were filming. Now, Bilbo Baggins' parents built Hobbiton, and this is why it's up here on the prime real estate, the best spot up here. So this is more of a Hobbit mansion than a Hobbit hole. So you can grab your photos. Oh! All for just 3 minutes in the film. So lots of different filming. They had all their friends and family come down and be part of it, and they needed them to drink alcohol for 3 nights. I don't know about you, but I'm far too old to be drinking for 3 nights. So what they had to do was brew their very own special beer that was 1% alcohol called Sobering Thought. So don't worry, at the Green Dragon I'll give you real beer, but you can get the 1% at our gift shop. This is also where the famous fireworks scene happened, where Pippin and Merry steal the dragon firework and let it off under the tent. The dragon firework was artificial. It was a spotlight on a cherry picker that chased them around, and then they digitally put in the dragon afterwards. It comes on up, turns around, everyone ducks down and swoops down over the lake, which is very cool. Now we're going to be headed down to Green Dragon soon, and we've got very special drinks for you. They are brewed especially for us, and you cannot get them anywhere else in the world. So your choices will be amber ale, which is like a blonde beer, stout, a black beer, apple cider, or non-alcoholic ginger beer. We'll be there for 20 minutes. Yeah, for the children, the ginger. 20 minutes, walk around, toilets and food and everything, and then we'll go back to the cars together. Now, as we go down, the yellow door that you see over here is very special. That is the home of Sam. Everyone knows Sam, Frodo's best friend? Sam goes on the 8-year journey with Frodo and then comes back in Return of the King to his wife Rosie. The very cool thing about this is a little girl that runs up to him, Sam's daughter, actually is his daughter in real life, and the baby that Rosie is holding is her baby in real life. It's very cool. In that scene there's about 5 or 6, but in the books it tells you that Sam and Rosie go on to have 13 children.
Ooh.
So we'll look here, yellow door is Sam's, then we'll head down to the Green Dragon. And the third pumpkin. 3 pumpkins. Take photos of that, then come back down.
Daddy.
Oh.
Daddy.
One, two, three. Yes. Okay. Good.
저.
My group, Leon's group, Lai, come in.
Lai.
Let's get your drinks before the big group comes. Come on in.
Chưa có em gì kìa. Loại bia là dài ổ cáo.
Alright, so this is for you. Ginger ale, no alcohol. What would they like?
They want the stout.
Stout and
Cái này bia. Want
It's
the
for you.
beer.
amber.
Amber beer. Chưa. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for you, amber ale, stout, apple cider, or non-alcoholic ginger beer. Cider has alcohol. There you go, toilets around there if you need to, and we'll be leaving in 10 minutes. So have a good look around. You filmed me. There you go. Hey mate, do you want to have us through? You've had your ginger, you like it? Come on, it's Marty,
Nhưng buổi trưa thì ở đây có quá hàng thế nào
Some of your groups still haven't come in. Do you want to press that? Can you tell me how many big groups? Yeah, because the big groups come in. Come on, and sing to the bar. What we got here? Sonia, Fuser, come on up, sing. What we get it? Sonia? Where are the others? Okay, because they're quite late. Because I've got another group I've got to be. 50 acres or 500 hectares, so very big for Waikato here, a big farm. Oh my goodness, I got such a fright. What? Ah, that's so funny, I didn't even see. They must be doing something down there now. Yep, left out that way. All of the trees that you see are radiata pine and they're 100 years old. So that is why they chose this farm, because they needed mature trees. Lots of farms cut them down. So quite nice that they're here. The road was built by the New Zealand Army as well. The New Zealand Army, they built this road and they were used in the film for the orcs. You know the orcs, they're big and scary. You know? Orcs, I don't know what the word is in Mandarin. So the army were used, they got to be movie stars in the film. Which is nice.
Nice. Soldier.
Yeah, like a soldier, the orc army.
The army.
Up on the hill is a road, and that's where the scout found the farm. So he was standing up there with binoculars looking for a place to film. Then they came and knocked on the door of the homestead and said, "Can we have a look on your farm?" And Ian Alexander was watching a rugby game. It was a Saturday afternoon. And he said to the scout, yes, go by yourself. Just make sure you shut all the gates and don't mix my sheep up. So the scout went, had a look around, they heard nothing, and 6 weeks later they called and said, would like to come and film a movie on your farm. So that's how it began. Oh, just everyone we know. So gardening, maintenance, bus driver, yeah. I know everyone.
So how long you work here?
I'm relatively new. I've only been here 4 months.
Oh.
Yeah, so like I said, over summer, heaps of people that work here. Many, many more.
You stay in Auckland?
No, that's too far away. Te Aroha, it's about 40 minutes away.
Oh, I see.
So you can see on the right, the left, sorry, why this farm was chosen. That's the Kaimai Ranges in the background. Hinawera Basin, rolling hills, and lots of sheep. Up over there, that house, that's the farmhouse where Craig Alexander lives with his 4 daughters, and he runs all the farm and looks after the animals. And the second brother, Russell, has 3 sons and he runs the tourism side, so he's my boss. your guy in the other car said that you're not stopping, you're just leaving. Yeah? So here I'll open the gate and then I'll say goodbye to you all and you'll go left and leave. So thank you all for being so great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for hospitality.
You're a great group. I learned Lai and Daphne, my daughter Daphne. I love her. Alright, I'll jump in.
Nang tiba
Thank you,
kita dia.
team.
Wait, lu yang ada kia si boleh hat.
So I say?
So you just go left here.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Mau ada kia.